Morning, yogis. I just opened my stream. For whatever reason, it said class was at 9 a.m. Couple of things. Class should have been at 9:30. Anyway, if that was my mistake, apologize. But usually, always class was at 9:30 because I can't do 9. That being said, I am in Arizona, but I am in Pine Top, Arizona, and I don't really have great internet connection. So we're gonna wait and see if this will even work. Been trying to test it to see. Hopefully, it does work. Um, if not, it's just a 2020 year, such as life. So anyway, um, we'll see. But for 9:30 Yoga Flow, welcome. My name is Nicholas. Um, Grab yourself a mat, possibly a towel. Always helps to work as a strap. Water, do what you need. And hopefully, if this cuts out. Oh, hey Hector. The time said 9 and I was confused, but it's good. You're here. So it's 9:30. Awesome. Hector, let me know if it's a really bad connection as we go, because as I was just explaining, there's no internet where I am, and so double check, make sure that things are working well. I have a hotspot trying to make it all go, but yeah, I'm in the mountains. I'm in Pine Top, so really not great service. But that being said, awesome, cool. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it work. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, go ahead and come to your mat, seated, crossing at your shins, sitting nice and tall. Just getting some breath work going here this morning. With the shoulders nice and soft, go ahead and take your hands, either palms facing up, facing down, whichever you decide. As you sit nice and tall, feel free to prop yourself up when you need it on a towel, on a blanket, on a block. Go ahead and lift your heart, broaden through your collarbone, soften through your face. And just taking a moment here, again, taking in your surroundings. I've mixed up my surroundings. I'm so happy to be practicing outside again. After the beginning of quarantine, it was my favorite thing to do was to practice outside in the Tucson desert. Got a little warm. So now being back in the mountains to be able to be outside again is amazing. I love it. So, wherever you are, whether you're inside, outside, taking a moment, settling in to Friday. And again, just start to get a sense of that nice, steady flow of your breath. Taking in the inhales. Gentle release with the exhales. And as I always say, whatever your goal, whatever your intention is for your practice, setting that. Continuing to let that lead and guide you through your practice this morning. Two more rounds of breath here. And on your next inhale, I want you to feel all the way up through your chest, to your belly, to your side ribs, to your back. Nice deep inhale. Out your mouth, let it go. Grounding yourself into your space. Again, take a nice deep inhale. And release. One more deep breath in. And release. Gently pressing your lips together. Allowing the lift of your heart, of your chest, softening of your shoulders, softening around your jaw, your face. And on your next exhale, taking your time, gently lower your chin towards your chest. And again, just coming back to your goal, whatever your intention was for your practice, when things get a little heated, or when your mind begins to wander, when you begin to focus on maybe your Friday or your weekend plans. Bring your attention back to your intention. And when you're ready, your next inhale, gently open your eyes. Go and bring your head back up to a neutral sitting, nice and tall. Good morning, yogis. All right, sitting tall, soften the ribs in. Go and take those arms out to the side, shoulders soft. As you inhale, float your arms up and overhead, nice big breath. Exhale, lower. And 2 more, big breath in. Exhale, lower. 1 more here, inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, pause. Keep your arms reaching over your head as you exhale, rotate to your right. Inhale, center. And exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Starting to fire up your core, inhale, center. Exhale, left. 1 more time, inhale, center. And take it all the way to the right and pause here. Now gently release your hands, left hand to your right thigh, and then bring your right hand behind you. As you inhale, sit a little bit taller. As you exhale, rotate a little bit deeper. Every inhale, continue to lift your heart. Every exhale, keep drawing your right shoulder back. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. 1 more round of breath here. Inhale brings you back to center. And switching sides. As you exhale, twist to your left. Now pause here. First, using your core to find your twist. As you reach your heart up, draw your shoulders down. Take 1 more inhale. Sit as tall as you can. And then as you exhale, gently release your right hand to your thigh. Send your left hand back behind you. Inhale, keeping the length. As you exhale, keep rotating towards the side. 2 more. Inhale, reach your heart up. Exhale, twist. And again, inhale, keep lengthening, sitting as tall as you can. Exhale, draw your left shoulder back. 1 more round here. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. And bring yourself all the way back up to center, pause. Exhale, gently release. Awesome, go ahead and shift forward, bringing your hands right underneath your shoulders. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Just a couple rounds here of cat cow. Spread your fingers, plant your palms as you inhale. Begin to pull your heart forward, broaden. And as you exhale, draw chin to chest, belly to spine. And keep moving. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, round. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale. 1 more round here. Inhale. Exhale to round. And then bring yourself all the way back to your neutral spine. Pause. Soften your shoulders from your ears. Broaden your collarbones. Bring your hands just a little bit farther forward of your shoulders. Go ahead and tuck your toes. Plant your palms and go and pedal out your feet. Bend 1 knee, bend the other. Take it into your downward facing dog. As you pedal out your feet, getting some length and space behind the back of your legs. Gentle nod, yes. Gentle shake, no. As you draw your shoulders up away from your ears, keep pressing the palms down. I want you to go ahead and bring your feet a little bit closer together. And big toes might even touch if that feels best for you. Now bringing a little bit more power to your legs. As your inner thighs reach back, I want you to keep your pelvis square. So without lifting your right hip, float your right leg up. And what I mean by that, if you're not sure, when we lift, sometimes we lift the whole hip. I want you to keep the pelvis square. So think of your outer right hip wrapping down, pressing out your right heel, and keep reaching the head back. Soften your shoulders from your ears. 2 more rounds of breath here. 1 more round. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring your knee all the way forward towards your nose, pausing at the top, and then go ahead and step your foot between your hands. Drop your left knee all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, float your arms up and overhead. Pause. Shoulders soft from the ears. Belly's lifted. Tailbone is reaching down. That nice wrap of your triceps forward, softening through your shoulders. Now finding just that length, that lift as we open up the hip, taking 1 more inhale. Exhale, gently release. Pause. Keep reaching that heart forward. Left hand to the floor, and then go and reach your right arm up to the sky. I do apologize. We'll probably get some extra sounds here because I am outside, as you can see, but it's hard for me to not want to practice outside today. It's such a gorgeous day. Keeping that twist, drawing the shoulders down, taking 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, I want you to gently plant your palm down, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Now we're going to step into our first plank pose from our lunge. So planting those palms strong through your core. As you exhale, step it back. Whew. Now if you had to shift back to down dog, that's fine. Bring it back forward into your plank. Feel that fire through your core, heat through your center. Now again, bring your feet just a little bit closer together, still working on that core. Take your right foot, hover it just off the mat. Whoo! Without letting that right hip drop down this time. So different from lifting the hip versus dropping it down, finding where that square pelvis is. Keep broadening through the collarbones, take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, set your right foot down, press your hips up and back. Whew. Downward facing dog. A little pedal as you need, a little release through the neck, softening through the jaw, come back to that intention, that focus. Now again, feel free, bring your feet a little bit closer together. As you inhale, float your left leg up. Now don't send the left hip up, keep the pelvis square. Pressing out that left heel, get a nice stretch along the back of that right leg. As you press the heel down, soften your shoulders up toward your hips, away from your ears. Taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your knee to your nose, pausing at the top. A little bit of rounding through that upper back, and then go ahead and step your foot between your hands. Dropping your right knee all the way down to the mat. Broaden, pull your heart forward. As you inhale, float the arms up, lengthen. Now find that right, triceps forward, belly's lifted, tailbone is reaching down towards the mat. Get that nice lift, and again, just that opening of that right hip. 2 more rounds of breath here. 1 more round of breath. And as you exhale, go and gently release your hands down. Now pause, take the right hand down, float the left arm up. Just a nice gentle twist here. Hugging left hip back, hip bones reaching up, soften through your shoulders. 2 more rounds. 1 more round of breath here. And then as you exhale, taking your time, gently release your hand down, tucking your toes. Go ahead and lift your back knee, plant your palms. Go and step all the way back right into plank pose. Now, once you're in plank, lifting through that belly, pause. Collarbones broad, don't let the chin drop down. Keep the neck long. Take your left foot, hover it just off the mat. Pausing here, 2 more rounds of breath. 1 more inhale. Gently set your left foot down, press your hips all the way up and back. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Out your mouth, let it go. Inhale, shift forward into your plank pose. Now we've already been here a few times. Adjust, sending those heels back, planting your palms. Your choice, knees up or down. Take an inhale. Exhale, gently hugging those elbows in towards your ribs, lower down to your belly. Untuck your toes, hands right next to your ribs, shoulders soft from your ears. Inhale, go and start to lift into your Cobra. Now feel free to use the arms here. We're not going to lift the hands up this time. Broadening through your collarbones, but soften your shoulders. Don't let the tension be here. Draw it down, take 1 more inhale, belly towards that spine. Exhale, lower. Now remember, if that's too high, inhale, keep it low. Stay right here with your Cobra every time. As we start to flow through vinyasas, nothing wrong with taking a back bend and pausing here. Exhale, lower. But you decide as you get more heated if you want to start to get a little bit more of that height, shoulders soft. Take 1 more inhale. Tucking your toes, firm thighs. Exhale, hips up, back, downward facing dog. Now let's do 1 more round before we start to flow into those vinyasas here. As you inhale, shift forward. Now remember the option to lower if the hips are dropping down before the rest of the body. Feel free to adjust. Bring your knees to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, hug the elbows in, gently lower. And feel free to keep those hips down. Draw the belly to the spine. Get a nice lift. Shoulders soft. It's not about the neck. It's about that chest. Tuck the toes. Hips up and back. Down dog. Take a nice deep inhale. Out your mouth. Let it go. Coming high up onto your toes. Look forward. Bend your knees. And then feel free to walk this first one up towards the top of the mat. Go ahead and take those feet about hip width. Just a nice gentle bend. I'm going to turn straight on to the camera as you let the head release. Now again, check your shoulders. Are they just hanging right around your ears? Can you lift the shoulder blades up? Now again, I have a nice soft bend through my knees. Bring your left hand towards the center of your mat. Start to lengthen your right leg a little bit more. Maybe it comes all the way to straight. And then gently reach that right arm up. Just get a nice little lift, a little length through that right hamstring. As you broaden along the collarbones, take 1 more inhale. As you exhale, gently bend and release, switching sides. Right hand to center. Begin to lengthen your left leg. Reach that left arm up. Taking 1 more inhale. As you exhale, gently begin to release. And pause here. Draw the shoulder blades up away from your ears. Again, a soft bend. As you inhale, gently press into your shins. Lift halfway. Only one today to start. Exhale, fold. Arms all the way up and overhead. Stand tall. And exhale, hands to heart. Samastitihi. Awesome, yogis. Let's go and bring those toes together. From here, as we stand tall, shoulders soft, let's go and float out 3 rounds of Surya A. I will talk you through. Feel free to start with just stepping it back, knees on the mat. We can progress as we go. Your next inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, nice long spine. Soft bend through the knees, dive forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway, broaden. Exhale, plant your palms. Feel free to step back, especially for this first one. Spreading your fingers, knees up or down as you exhale. Gently hugging your elbows in. As you inhale, lift the heart broad and shoulders soft. Tuck your toes, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Pausing here again. Pedal out. Do what you need to do. Reset that intention, clearing that mind. Setting your focus. As you keep reaching your heart towards that mat. Opening up along the underarms, lengthening through those lats as you inhale. Come up onto your toes. Look forward. As you exhale, bend your knees. End of your exhale, step or hop, this time maybe a little spring, all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Arms overhead, stand. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more rounds. Maybe this time you add a little hop back. Inhale, float. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway. Plant your palms, step or hop. And if you're taking that hop, see if you can hop it straight back to that chaturanga. And then maybe you flip the toes. You start to take it into your upward facing dog. Hips stay lifted. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Gentle nod, yes. Gentle shake, no. One more round of breath here. We have one more full round of our Surya A. When you're ready, inhale, come onto your toes, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Looking forward at the end of your exhale, step or spring hop all the way up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Arms overhead, stand. Exhale, hands to heart. One last round here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, dive. Inhale, halfway. Plant your palms, step or hop, taking it back. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Planting those palms. A little pedal. Drawing the shoulders up away from your ears. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Out your mouth, let it go. Inhale, right leg floats up. 3 rounds. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to nose. Maybe they touch. Inhale back. 2 more. Exhale forward. And back. 1 more. Exhale forward. Pause at the top. Step your foot all the way between your hands. Fingertips come down to the mat. Soft bend through the back knee. As you inhale, sweep the arms up, crescent. Wrap your triceps forward. Belly lifted. Tailbone reaching down. Any tension through the shoulders, gently soften them down. Keep the heart lifted. Triceps wrapping forward. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, go and gently release. Now pause. We're going to go right into a little bit more heat here. Plant your left palm down. Reach your right arm up. Now we're going for our first Vasisthasana this morning. Your choice. If you want to step it straight back into straight legs, go for it. Otherwise, you can bring that left knee down to the mat to adjust. So you decide. As you brought in here, feel free to take the gaze down. Feel those the obliques working. Support the torso. Taking 1 more inhale here, a soft bend through the elbow. Don't lock into hyperextension. Gently release your hand down. Pause. Now, vinyasas just keep heating up the practice. So you decide, take an inhale. Exhale, gently lower. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hips up and back. Shoulder blades drawn away from the ears. Inner thighs reaching back. 2 more rounds of breath. 1 more here. Second side. Left leg, 3 rounds. Inhale, floats up. Square pelvis. Exhale, knee to nose. And back. 2 more. Exhale, forward. And back. One more, exhale forward, pausing at the top. Go ahead and step your foot between your hands. Now, soft bend through the back knee, bring it onto your fingertips, broaden. Inhale, float you all the way up. And make sure you're not pushing the ribs forward, draw those ribs in, lift the hip bones up, sending that tailbone down. Wrapping those triceps forward. Get that nice lift and length through the side waist. Whew. The elevation is a little higher here, so I've been jogging every day, and I've noticed that as I jog, I'm like, oh my goodness, a little bit more challenging to breathe. Taking one more inhale. Exhale, gently release. Now pause, plant your right palm, send your left arm up to the sky. Hugging your left hip back, sending that inner thigh up. Now remember, yogi's choice. As you drop your right heel, you can step both feet back, take the full Blvd, or bringing that right knee down. Side arm plank. Go for what works for you. Finding that nice lift, broadening. One more round of breath here. As you exhale, gently release your hand. Now pause. Send your heart forward, broaden. If you're taking that vinyasa, go for it. And you can bring it to the belly for Cobra. You can keep it halfway lifted. Take it up into up dog. And hips up and back. Take a deep inhale. Out your mouth, let it go. Inhale, come high up onto your toes, look forward. Bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop, bring it all the way up. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, bring your hands to heart, big toes touching. Bend your knees, chair pose, send those hips back. Now keep drawing those shoulder blades back away from the ears. Keep the belly lifted in. Pausing here just for a moment. 2 more rounds of breath. Again, centering yourself, feel that ground through the legs. And then on your next inhale, bring it all the way up. And release. Whew. All right, yogis. We're gonna keep going with a little bit more heat here. Together, keeping the belly lifted. Hands to heart, take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, shift hips back. Utkatasana, chair pose. Now keep reaching the heart forward. Now keep the knees nice and level. Exhale, take your left elbow, bring it all the way across your right thigh. Gently press down, pull the heart forward. Now soften your shoulders from your ear. Keep pressing into that right thigh. As you keep that rotation, take your gaze down. Now I want you to take your left heel, bring it up. Take an inhale. Exhale, step your left foot back. Whoo, sliding it back, pause, take an inhale. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Starting to challenge that balance, find your core. Take an inhale. Exhale, left foot back. Take an inhale. Exhale, left foot forward. One more round here, inhale. Last time, step the left foot back, pause. Now pressing strongly into the arms, keep rotating, find that twist. 2 more rounds of breath. Now you're welcome to stay here. If it feels like you want to take that left hand down towards the mat, maybe right arm up, go for it as you take that twist. 1 more round of breath. Exhale. Gently release. Now pause. Plant the palms. You decide. Keep heating it up, or take it back to down dog or child's pose when you need. Draw the shoulder blades up away from the ears. Soften through the neck, through the jaw. Deep inhale. Let it go, exhale. Reset. Inhale, come onto your toes, look forward. Bend your knees. Step or hop, bring it all the way to the top. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, chair. Hands to heart. Shifting your hips back, broad and soften your shoulders. Pressing back into the heels. Keep that belly lifted. Take another inhale. And exhale. Inhale to lift. And exhale to release. Woo, how's it going? We got the next side, so pause. Ground yourself. Lift the heart. Pressing down, go and bring those hands back to your heart. Pause, take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, shift your hips back. Chair pose. Now, broaden here. Try to make sure you're not already rounded forward. Keep lifting the heart forward. Keep pressing weight back into your heels. Take your right elbow. Bring it across your left thigh. Now gently pressing down. Take that rotation to open up towards the side. Now again, if this is enough, you're always welcome to stay. If there ever comes a point where just the next move is too much, pause where we were before, take a few breaths, hang there, and then meet me in a down dog, child's pose, whatever you need. But if you're ready to keep heating it up, start to lift that right heel, take an inhale, exhale, slide it back, pause. Take an inhale, exhale, bring it forward. 2 more, inhale, exhale, back. Inhale, and forward. 1 more round here, inhale. Exhale, step it back. Now pausing here, finding that balance. Now draw the belly in, hug your left hip back. Even though we've got 1 leg back, 1 leg forward, kind of like that down dog, think of squaring up that pelvis as much as you can, using your core to work the twist. Maybe you add on a little bit more. Maybe that right arm reaches down. Maybe that left arm reaches up. One more round of breath here. Exhale to release. Yogi's choice, vinyasa, or straight back to downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Out your mouth, let it go. All right, we're gonna keep going. Again, pause when you need. Take a moment when you need. As you inhale, just 1 round here. Float your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your foot all the way between your hands. Now let's go ahead and head right into our warrior 1. So drop your back heel, strong back leg. Straighten that back leg. Hug your right hip back. Reach your heart forward. Inhale, float the arms up. Now wrapping those triceps forward. Nice deep bend. Remember, the weight always wants to shift forward, but think of pushing your weight back. Hugging your right hip back. Drawing your ribs in. Taking 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Now walk your right foot in a little bit towards the left side. Front heel aligns with your back big toe. Nice deep bend, warrior 2. Keep the lift through the heart, tailbone reaching down. Extend, gently pressing your palms down. Lengthen. Now just here for a few breaths. Slowing your thoughts down. Use this moment just to hold strong in your warrior 2. Feeling the power you carry here. The lift and length, the work it takes to hold a nice strong warrior 2. 1 more inhale. Now, your choice. Either forearm to thigh, broaden, lift. You're more than welcome to keep taking that hand all the way down to the mat. Side angle, nice and steady. Keep hugging that right outer hip back. Keep the lift and length. 1 more inhale here. And exhale. Inhale brings you all the way up. Now keep the bend. I know that front leg is talking. Use your breath. Settle. All that broadening, all that length of the side waist. 1 more inhale. You have a break coming up in just a moment. As you exhale, gently release. Take your gaze forward. Lift your back heel. Walk your right foot to the right side of your mat. Step to the top of your mat. Pause. Whew. Let your head release and hang. All right, yogis. Taking a moment, slowing your breath. I want you to bring your big toes all the way together. From here, we're gonna bring our hips down, lifting our heels. We're just taking a nice little balance here. So as you bring those hips down, play with bringing those hands to heart center and just pausing here. Got that nice lift, that nice support. We're not headed into crow pose quite yet, but it will be coming up a bit later. Just finding that balance, finding that support. Again, slowing your breath, finding your focus. Take 1 more inhale. And then gently release your hands. Now you decide, you can hop back from here, you can step back, either vinyasa, down dog, child's pose, go where you need. Water, of course, always. And if ever you need it, take a sip. And up and back. Take a deep inhale here. Out your mouth, let it go. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, step your foot between your hands. Pause. Reach your heart forward. Dropping your right heel down. Strong back leg. Hugging your left hip back, warrior 1. Shoulders soft. Keep the lift through the front of the body. Keep the tailbone reaching down. Wrapping those triceps forward. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more round here. And then taking your time, hands to heart. As you adjust, walking your left foot across, heel to big toe. Sending the inner thigh forward, now hugging your left outer hip back. Nice deep reach. Keep pressing weight back into that right leg. And then extend the arms. Without it being here in the shoulders, press and soften your shoulders down. Broaden, drawing the ribs in. Lengthen. Two more rounds. Settle your thoughts. 1 more breath here. As you exhale, Yogi's choice. Your forearm down towards the thigh. Pause. Keep the lift through the sideways. We're not collapsing. Lift or take that hand all the way down towards the mat or block. Now keep hugging the outer hip in. Keep drawing your lower ribs in. Keep broadening along the collarbones. Take another inhale. And exhale. Inhale brings you all the way up. Pause. Keep that nice deep bend. I know, working for it. Flipping that front palm, reach it up and back. Shoulder stays nice and soft. 1 more inhale. Exhale, brings you all the way up, looking forward. Pause. Woo. Slide that foot across just slightly. And then go ahead and step your foot all the way up. Pausing here. Now this time, rather than bringing those toes together, we're going to take those feet apart. And from here, that's right, our Yogi Squat. So if you've been doing crow with me, you know, ideally we're trying to get the heels down. That's not available for most of us. And it's a challenge. It's just that length behind the back of those legs into that calf. So if the heels are lifted, again, you're more than welcome to keep that support in the hands forward. Sometimes even placing something like rolling up the mat, bringing it under the heels will help too. Just because we're trying to ideally get those hips to reach back as much as we can and broaden here. So we're trying to take out any rounding. The reason for that is because when we try to go into the balance, we don't already want to be positioned forward. We want to have that heart pulled forward so we don't fall forward. So let's work on that here. Keeping that nice lift and broadening. Go ahead and take your time. Bring your hands down towards the mat. Now press into your fingertips. From here, now go ahead and come onto your toes. Now I'm lifting my hips even higher because I'm trying to get my knees to attach right onto the back of my triceps. As you broaden, pull your heart forward. Don't let the weight drop down. Pull the weight towards the top of your mat. Shifting forward, play with it. And again, you can do 1 foot at a time, the other foot. As you draw those toes and draw the belly in. Now again, I know the scary part is shifting weight forward. See what happens here. And when you're ready, no rush, step or hop. You can take it back to vinyasa, downward facing dog, or child's pose. Take a nice deep inhale. Out your mouth, let it go. Inhale, come onto your toes, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Nice light step or hop, bring it to the top. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Arms overhead to stand. Whew, and hands to heart. Hope y'all are doing well. Now, just a little bit of core work here from standing. I got a couple more poses. I'm trying to get in. But before we get there, let's go ahead and keep our right foot forward. Step our left foot back, just about halfway. Both heels should be pressing onto your mat. Hug your right hip back. 1 foot on its own track. Draw your belly in. Engage your front quad. Soft bend through your front knee. There's a bee flying around, and it was a bug, but I'm scared there's a bee that's gonna sting me. So I'm like, no bees. Anyway, lifting up, draw your shoulders down, take your time. Halfway. Just getting a little bit of that length through the back of your right leg. Now pausing here, that same work, keep reaching the heart forward. Now hands are on our hips right now. As you keep lengthening, you can stay here. Maybe just that left arm reaches forward. As the shoulder softens away from your ear. Now no pain in the knee. Engage through your muscles, through your quads, through your hamstrings. Make sure you're grounded into those feet. And then gently release your left hand back to your hip as you inhale. Bring it all the way up, pause. Now, bend your right knee, step your feet together. Take your right knee, Bring it all the way up, pause. Soften your right outer hip. Now, strong through the left leg. Take your left hand to your left shin. Keep lifting up. As you exhale, you're gonna gently rotate to the right. Pausing here. Maybe that's enough. Maybe right arm. Now you'll sometimes see people turn their head as well too. That's just an added challenge. So if you want to shift your drishti, your gaze, you're welcome to. Take the gaze back, pause in here. Supported strong through that left leg. Take another inhale and exhale. Woo, bring yourself all the way back to center. Can you flip both arms up? Exhale, gently release. Hands to the heart. Awesome work. Now from here, we're not done yet. We're still working on this side. I'm gonna keep rotating to the right. Bring your toes together. And then from here, gently lift your heels. We're gonna slowly shift all the way down. Now, as you shift those hips down, just like we were before, again, if you need that balance, go ahead and shift and find it. We're gonna lift up. I want you to rotate towards the right. Now we're gonna take those hands down. It's our fun one. Make sure your left tricep, the back of your left arm, is on your thigh. Now I'm gonna turn over towards the camera so you can kind of see how the position is. This arm is up here. Now you're gonna bring the left hand down. This right arm, now it kind of depends on your body. Typically, we're not gonna put any of the body weight directly on the arm. Of course, it is supporting, so you wanna keep it a little bit more forward. Now for some of us, just getting this rotation, this twist, is enough. You can even twist and use a chair just to kind of get that feel for what that is. You don't have to bring the hands down. Maybe you're just twisting here. Some of us might have those hands down. If you've been playing with crow, here's another way to go into it. It's just with that twist, broaden through your collarbones, take your gaze forward, and then begin to shift. Now, as you shift forward, the idea is, of course, that as we bend the elbows, those thighs are resting on that left tricep. I actually find this to be easier than crow. It's a little bit more of an awkward entry, but because you can actually sit the weight on the back of my arm, on the back of your tricep. So play with that, just see how that is. Drawing the belly up as you shift forward. And again, I know that fear of like, falling on my face. It is a real fear, but playing with it, push into the fingertips. Try that one more time, feel free. And when you're ready, no rush, taking your time, go and meet me in a nice forward fold. Feel free to take those feet about hips width, just a nice gentle release. And then as you inhale, let's go and take it up halfway. Exhale, fold. Arms overhead, stand tall. And hands to heart. Whew. All right, yogis, let's get the second side in. Keep your left foot forward, step your right foot back. Hug your left outer hip back, lift your hip bones up, drawing the tailbone down. Now pausing here, square pelvis, soft shoulders, lift up as you lengthen. Soft bend, but engage through your quad. Reach the heart forward. As you soften the lower ribs in, keep that length through the spine. Now again, I'm only going about parallel with my mat. I know the angle of the camera, it looks like I'm a bit higher, but feel free to stay higher. If halfway works better for you, just that slightly, go for it. Now from there, maybe that right arm reaches forward, soften that shoulder, down the back. 2 more rounds. 1 more round here. Bringing your hand back to your hip as you inhale, lift and lengthen. Whew. Bend your front knee, step to the top of your mat. All right, let's go ahead and take it into that balance. Bring your left knee up, pause. Strong through your right leg, soften the left outer hip down, pause. First find balance, first set your gaze, right hand to right shin. Soften the left outer hip down. Maybe the left arm begins to open up as you rotate. And hand can always stay at the hip as you open the shoulders. 2 more rounds. Maybe the gaze turns. And then from here, go ahead and gently reach both arms up as you inhale. Exhale to release. Whew. Hands to heart. All right, let's take that arm balance one more time on the other side. Now with the big toes together, hands to heart, gently lowering down. Hugging those thighs in, shoulders right over hips, belly's lifted. And then from here, again, maybe using a chair, maybe scooching your way towards your couch or a coffee table, just to rotate, just to feel that rotation here, sending the knees forward. that is a great step to go to. Again, I'm aware that we most likely don't have blocks. I didn't even bring mine with me because I'm assuming most of us aren't practicing with a full set of yoga props. So that's fine. Use what you have. Use a wall, just something to rotate. Take your time. If it works for you to gently lower your hands, go for it. Now remember, your right tricep is on the thighs. The fingers are spreading. Now, don't let the chin drop. Pull the chin forward. Pull the heart forward. And then from here, as you softly bend the elbows, that weight begins to lift up onto that right tricep. Excuse me. Now again, play with it a few times. Maybe you go up for a moment. As you hug the left elbow and try not to let it splay to the side, hugging it in, see what happens. Woo! Taking one more round of breath here. And then as you exhale, gently release. And go ahead and come all the way into a forward fold. And this time, feel free to clasp hands to elbows. Just a little sway, a little fold, side to side, as the head drops down towards the mat. Yogis, I hope you're all doing well. And then go ahead and gently release your hands down towards the mat. As you inhale, begin to lift your heart forward. Pause. And then planting your palms, your choice, vinyasa or straight back to down dog. Inhale, lift to lengthen. And exhale to fold. Our last balance here, just to kind of square things off a bit. Our warrior three, nice and simple. As you inhale, float your right leg up. Exhale, right knee to nose. Step your foot between your hands. Now come onto your fingertips again. Maybe a chair, maybe a little coffee table in front of you. Whatever you need to help set you up for that balance, go for it. Otherwise, just taking those arms alongside the hips, soften your shoulder blades down away from your ears, and taking your gaze forward as you exhale, broaden through the collarbones. Now kind of very different than the crow where I had you take the gaze purposely forward. This one, make sure the back of the neck is long. Hands can come to heart, they can reach forward. Soften your lower ribs in. Take another round of breath here. And on your next exhale, slowly step it back into Crescent Pose. Pause for a breath. Exhale, either vinyasa or straight back to downward facing dog. Shoulder blades lifted away from your ears as you inhale. Take your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your foot between your hands. The sun is just coming up over the cabin. I'm almost losing my shady spot here. Broaden through the collarbones. Floating the arms up. And then as you exhale, shift forward. I can't be in too much sun because I will start to drip with sweat. And that's all right though. Draw those ribs in. Soften the right outer hip down. Power through your back leg. Don't let that back leg be soft. Remember, there is a leg floating up behind you. Make it work. 2 more breaths. One more round here. And then as you exhale, take your time, step it back. Reach your arms up, last crescent pose. Wrapping those triceps forward, taking one more inhale. Exhale, last vinyasa. Inhale to lift and lengthen. And up and back. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Out your mouth, let it go. Bring your right foot forward. Go ahead and drop your left knee all the way down to the mat. Now from here, shift your weight back. And if you need to flip your mat or put a little towel under your knee, go for it. Shifting your hips so that they're right over your left knee. Flex your front foot. Now again, if you need a chair in front of you to kind of help elevate so that we're not in this position, go for it. Otherwise, you can bring hands down to the mat. Try to pull your heart forward. Now with the nice flexed foot, it does get deeper, more intense into the back of the leg. That's the good thing. We're trying to get that stretch back there. So take the fold where it works for you. Taking 2 more rounds of breath here. One more. And take your time. Go ahead and step your right foot all the way down towards the mat. Now pause. Set up for your single pigeon. Walk that right foot across the mat. Gently set your right knee down. Hugging the right outer hip back. A nice lift through the belly. Take your time. Bring the hands down. Maybe the forearms. Keep gently pulling the heart forward. And if available for you, maybe you keep releasing the head all the way down towards the mat. And any props underneath your right hip, maybe a blanket, maybe a towel just to help elevate, go for it. Two more breaths. And then take your time, go ahead and walk your hands up. Plant your palms down. From here, tuck your back toes. We're gonna go ahead and reverse this down dog. So I'm gonna give the option from how we were from side plank. You're more than welcome to take the leg up and flip your dog all the way over like this. Or if that seems a little scary, because sometimes it can't be just that reverse, you can drop the heel just like side plank, bend your right foot, step it back here, and then using that right foot, gently press those hips up to really broaden and lengthen, getting that nice big reach. Two more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, gently release your hand down. If you really want a vinyasa, you can take one. Otherwise, meet me back in down dog. I am even skipping the vinyasa now. When you're ready, step your left foot between your hands, drop your right knee down, and take your time, gently shift your hips back. Flex your front foot. Pull your heart forward again. Maybe a chair, maybe a table. As you get that length, and the fold just as deep as it works for you. As you continue to reach, get deep behind that left hamstring. Taking one more round of breath here. And then slowly take your time, go ahead and bring yourself up. Drop your toes down, go ahead and take your foot, walk it across the mat. Gently releasing your knee down towards the mat. And then from here, as you gently shift your right foot back, your right knee back. Again, if you need a towel, a block, something underneath your hip to support, go for it. No pain through your left knee. As you broaden, get a nice bit of length here. As you gently fold. There's been this bee flying around. I've kept an eye on it because I'm a little nervous. It's getting real close. It reminds me of being back in the desert in Tucson when I'd practice outside because there were always little critters. There I was more worried about snakes and really big lizards. But here now I'm more bees and spiders. Two more rounds of breath. And taking your time, go and walk your hands up. Pausing here now. Again, your choice. If you want to take it back to that down dog and you can go right into that flip, open up the dog, go for it. Otherwise, kind of shift it towards the side plank. Stepping your left foot back, pause, and then gently press your hips up. Whoops. Gently press your hips up as you broaden and lift and lengthen. Try not to slip on your floor like I just did. One more round of breath here. And again, yogi's choice. If a vinyasa feels right, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, just take a moment, take a nice deep inhale. Let it go. And from here, you're welcome to step, hop, however you want to bring those feet forward. And come all the way onto your hips. One last forward fold here. Let's go ahead and bring those feet forward. A nice flex through your feet, drawing the toes back, especially those pinky toes, gently lifting the skin of the glutes of the hips. up, sitting tall, float your arms up and overhead. As you exhale, gently fold. Now pause wherever you land. Hands on feet, hands on mat. Soften your shoulders, broaden. As you exhale, continue to fold. And again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more round here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And on your next inhale, taking your time, slowly begin to lift. And let's go and finish it out with our final twist. Gently shifting yourself all the way down. Take your right ankle, bring it across your left thigh. Now from here, gently lower yourself down. Now take your hips, lift them up, move them to the left, and as you exhale, let your knees fall towards the right. Now keeping that left shoulder gently pressing. Taking another round of breath here. And on your next inhale, go ahead and bring yourself all the way back to center. Pause. Then go and gently release your right foot. And switch sides. Left ankle across, lift your hips, move them to the right. And gently begin to drop your knees over towards the other side. Bring yourself all the way back to center. Now pause. Feel free from here to bring your feet up. Now you want to keep your lower back, your sacrum gently pressing onto the mat. Reaching on the inside to your knees, reaching for the outer edges of your feet or shins. As you gently draw your knees down, reach your tailbone forward. And feel free to take a happy baby here, maybe even a rock side to side on your sacrum. As your tailbone reach forward, taking 2 more rounds of breath. And then from here, go and bring your knees all the way back to center. Bring them into your chest. Now pause as you give them a little hug. Take an inhale. Exhale, gently reach your forehead up towards your knees, pausing for an inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and gently release your legs all the way down towards palms face up. Gently draw the shoulders together just slightly onto the back as you settle, making your way into your final pose, Shavasana. And as you find stillness, taking one more round of inhale. Gentle sigh, exhale. And just a moment of stillness as your breath settles. And moving into Shavasana. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Gently bringing movement back to your fingers and your toes. Reaching your arms over your head, take a long stretch through your body. And when you're ready, bend your knees, roll to your side, allow your breath to deepen. And your next exhale, take your time, pressing yourself up to seated just like how we started. Crossing at your shins, feel free to keep your eyes closed, face soft. Bringing your hands together at heart center, sitting tall as the shoulders draw down. Closing with 3 strong breaths. Take a deep inhale. Out your mouth, let it go. 2 more deep breath in. And release. 1 more deep breath in. And release. Sealing your practice, your work, your effort. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis. Breakout, it's great to be in Arizona. I know I'm not in Tucson right now, but it's so nice to be back in Pine Top. Headed out though tomorrow, so next time you'll catch me, I'll be back in LA. I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you ever have questions, feel free to let me know. Have a great, safe weekend. Drink lots of water. Keep hydrated because I know it's still hot. It's been super hot in LA. But anyway, yeah, and I'm hoping as well. Thank you, Hector. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it all worked out because I was really nervous about the internet situation here. Freaking out, telling Todd. Oh, excellent. I'm so happy. Thank you for joining. So glad you enjoyed. Well, you guys have a great rest of your Friday, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Have a good one.